Hey everyone. Today, with the Open Hearth, we are playing Dawn of the Orcs, which is a GMless story game by Lime that details the history of an Orcish people from inception to freedom? Question mark. My name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him. We don't have any characters yet. I guess my kind of favorite orky thing is, in the Lord of the Rings films, when the Uruk-hai say meat is back on the menu, it's like, what? Orcs have menus? They have restaurants? Unforeseen cultures that we didn't know about. Um, that's orkiness, right? Surprisingly sophisticated. So yeah, let's go. Let's hear from the rest of our players, and then we'll jump into the game.
Ha. I'm T, she, her. Um, and maybe my least favorite. There's a lot to pick from things that I don't especially love, but one that just drives me up the wall is that for some reason orcs have no understanding of the nominative case when they learn a new language. And don't use I. Really not a fan of that. Yeah.
So I'm Eric, he, him, and I think I really respect the sort of Warhammer 40K kind of chaotic sort of soccer hooligan orc sort of concept, even though I never wanted to play them, or I think I was just too afraid of them. They seemed like people who would like beat me up more than the other 40K people. But I do enjoy that flavor works. Although I don't think the the that's not the only flavor I like. I love the Lord of the Rings, just a bunch of creepy weird guys, some of them really like freakishly pale, other just all sorts of I think the variety is what I like.
Yeah, 40K orcs are a favorite of mine. I think the fact that they're kind of mushrooms or something, right? They're
Oh, are
definitely
they?
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Um, and their belief is really powerful, right? They paint go faster stripes on their vehicles to make them
True.
actually go
True.
faster, right?
I just want to reinforce though, I'm not pushing for those types of orcs. One thing I
Okay,
like from what I've skimmed of this game, I like how unique you can make the orcs. So anyway, that's all.
absolutely. So um, let's start into chapter one. I'll read out the text. Chapter one is the skies of smoke and flame. This is on page 8 of the PDF, marked as page one at the bottom of the page, if you're following along at home. Um, the kingdom of Lania has lived in peace for 1,000 years. The people of Lania know not the ways of war and have no stomach for violence. The conquering armies of the Styrovites now rampage across Lania with none to stop them, putting all to the sword and the torch. You are the council of sages that has been assembled to create, through ancient sorcery and reckless science, soldiers able to stand against the Styrovites. Inspired by myths of a spirit called Orcus who killed the wicked, you have chosen to name your creations Orcs. So here uh, we create our sages, the three sages on this council who are creating these orcs. You can see in the spot in the keeper for chapter one, you have basically three things or four things to decide. Their name, I guess their pronouns, and you can roll for their descriptor, their expertise, and their title. So, for example, if you roll three ones, you can be the court druid of the West. Um, or you can pick one, or you can just invent your own details. There is a link to a dice roller, which everyone has had me. Uh, so let me roll two. We don't appear to have any duplicates, which is good. I did not put numbers into the lookups, so you might have to just count or look at the PDF yourself.
Great.
Amazing.
Alchemist at
I,
arms is sick as hell.
Yeah, I cheated. I was gonna be I think I rolled Alchemist of the Arcane Arts, but I was like, that's a little too uh kind of repetitive. So at arms seemed pretty fun.
Yeah, I like it.
I love that spinner tea, but it makes a great sound. I spun he him.
Well, I got 1-1, so
I mean,
sorry
I
about
guess it's valid, right?
it
But
is, it is.
okay. Uh, so I will have to let the name I chose mull around along with my descriptors, and then maybe I will choose a picture in 5 minutes. Um, you will notice below your picture there is a checkbox that says "Has betrayed the council." Um, that is a mechanism by which you can ignore once per game all of the negotiations we have taken to unanimously agree upon our choices. And you get to just, after the fact, say, no, I'm going to do this my way. Um, that's fine. There's no repercussions for that at all, really. Honest. It's not going to, I mean, it's not really, it has some impact later on at the very end.
Hmm.
But it's fun. Um, so let me introduce my sage. My sage is called Phoenix, whose pronouns are he, him. And he is the dreaded Hierophant of the West, which sounds marvelous.
And
Uh,
oh wait.
oh yeah, I don't know how dreaded is, or there's some kind of priestly thing going on with Hierophant, right? So I don't
Mhm.
know. Sorry, T.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it could be, potentially it's a title, right? Like it's something you've inherited, especially since apparently this is a society without warriors of any kind.
Of the odd alchemist, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Uh, yeah, that is interesting, especially that that's on the table. Maybe there's a little bit of friction here between what the story about what's the truth on the ground is and what the society story about itself is. Anyway, I am going to be playing Relin, 1/1s, uh, renowned wizard of the Great Academy. So, definitely a nerd.
Um, and I'm Malachi, he, him. They're also renowned alchemist at arms. And yeah, I picked or I rolled rather for his motivation. There's a table like inspiration table, and I got that he wants to be remembered as the savior of Lanya. So maybe it's a self-inflicted title, that he sort of decided he's the first great sort of alchemist at arms, but anyway, we'll see.
So I was about to come to this next, Eric, because you see, I haven't put a space in the keeper for it because the rule tells us that we should decide on our secret motivation
Oh, you're
and that we
right.
shouldn't tell it to anyone and we shouldn't even write it down. Uh,
You are right. So never mind. I'm gonna roll or
um,
not re-roll.
uh, yeah. I was about to say, this is just a ruse. This is what people believe of you, but they're obviously, probably what are our chances? We're
Right.
uh, 83% correct that it's not the right one. Yeah.
Yeah. Malachi's very cunning. Don't worry. He's
Yeah.
great at
Yeah.
keeping secrets.
So yeah, on the page marked 3, have a look at those motivations and roll or decide or create your own motivation. And yeah, remember it for yourself. Um, so uh, so um, when we come to making agreements, we take what it says a reasonable time. If we don't come to an agreement, we can put it to a vote. There's 3 of us, so there's not going to be any ties. Um, if there were, the narrator, which we're going to rotate per chapter, breaks ties. And then betrayal, I've already talked about, um, which is when you're going to basically wait till everyone has agreed, even if you've been outvoted, and then you can, betray the council and do your own thing. Um, okay. Um, so that all makes sense. So in the first column on the keeper, we have our stats for our orcs, the size of our orcs, their customs, beliefs, and skills. Those customs, beliefs, and skills get filled in over time. The stats will change several times a chapter, probably. They will usually go up in terms of the warps, which are like the things that happen in each chapter, and the shifts is basically pushing one down to push another up. Um, Again, those are all agreed on by those. Okay, so any questions before we dive into chapter 2?
Nope.
T, all good?
All good for me.
Okay, so let me read out chapter 2. The creation. When first devised by the council, the orcs are nothing more or less than a people made for war, able to kill without hesitation or regret. The council has come up with a way to create them and perhaps a way to control them. Orcs start with the scores numbers 0, loyalty 0, brute 0, clever 0, and they are about the same size as the average Lanian. So we get to choose one way to create them and one way to control them. So there's 3 options in each. Let me read them out, and then we can kind of decide which one to go for, and then we also have questions to answer for those. So if they are forged whole from sorcery and raw materials, the orcs get +1 numbers. If any Lanian can be turned into an orc through a ritual, the orcs gain +1 loyalty. or if only some Lanians can be turned into orcs, the orcs gain +1 loyalty, +1 brute, and -1 numbers. So what are we thinking?
I mean, could this be what's what I'm looking for? It's not punitive, it's not corporal, but like
Mm,
to do with the justice system, right?
I
Like
like that.
not carceral. I think carceral is the closest thing I've said so far. The word will come out
Right.
of the email eventually. The email.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mm. My brain's working
uh,
great today.
Yeah, I like that. Um, so
so
would it be anyone who the state sort of decides that that's their punishment or part of their punishment?
yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, I so I guess the question for us then is, do we think this works? Like, can any Lanian be turned into an orc through this ritual, or is there some kind of necessary step of being sentenced that means that only some Lanians can be turned into orcs?
That's interesting, right? It's kind of like it's almost like it's between the two options because you'd think that if everything's going well and it's just about the the sort of authorities deciding that's part of your punishment and doing the ritual and such, then that's it. But then I guess if things go really badly, the state could expand it and say, well, tons of you people are punished, or or almost like a draft. So, um, yeah, maybe it works if anyone can be turned into an orc, but yeah, but it's sort of by by norm, it's
Mhm.
only as part of a punishment.
Maybe it's something that you have to choose to do, but it's an unpleasant of enough process that it's like if it's that or a worse punishment, you're willing to choose it. But just like a random person on the street isn't like, absolutely, orcify me.
Right. So there is like consent as a part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, consent through coercion, you know,
Well,
Yeah,
exactly.
the best type of model. I knew exactly what you
Manufactured,
meant.
manufactured consent, but yes.
so, I guess the question is, how is the ritual done? Do we think there is like something with the, you know, something with like these ritualistic chains, which are like the conduit for this ritual energy? And maybe it's something like um, maybe it's almost like at the time that the ritual is kind of fully finished, the orc like breaks their own chains.
Mm, I like the idea of, yeah, I keep thinking of something almost like a kiln or like a forge where, and that could be part of it. Almost like if there was a natural feature, some place that you have to be sort of lowered into or go into voluntarily, maybe, some awful spot. And uh yeah, I don't know, almost like maybe somewhere where like the magma rises like the tide or and but um but yeah, that's the only concept I have is some kind of a forge um so that it is sort of slow. It's not like you can just make like a million at once, it is kind of a process.
I mean, we got a hero fant on the council. Uh, is there a religious element to this?
Mm.
Um, yeah, I wonder if in the old days there was like sacrifices to the the god of the volcano or something.
Hmm.
And maybe this is we believe at least, or maybe just Phoenix believes that the god is taking this sacrifice and turning him into something powerful to save their people.
Hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Maybe there's an element of like consuming something as well, or being injected with something. Because I'm thinking about like as an alchemist, there's got to be like vials of something involved.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe the next one is which is about their sort of obedience or not, but maybe the alchemy thing comes in there, whereas like the kind of core creation is purely sort of more mystical and religious almost, and then there's an attempt to kind of keep them under control with alchemy. That way, there's that.
Mhm.
That's one of the reasons why Malachi would be so invested, is because without him, or rather mean that he would think he can sort of take control of them.
Okay. Um, Sound like we have a good idea, more or less.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we've dovetailed nicely into the ways of control. Let me read out the list. If the orcs are bound in supernatural obedience to an item, record the nature of the item and how it is kept. The orcs gain +3 loyalty unless the item falls into the wrong hands. If the orcs are bound in supernatural loyalty to a person, record that person. The orcs gain +2 loyalty unless the person should die without heirs. And the third option, if the orcs are loyal to nothing, they gain a +1 in brute, clever, or numbers.
I mean, the
Uh,
drugs sound like an item, right?
yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, some kind of maybe it's like there's the item is the almost like this sour bread starter, like some source of the drugs of the chemicals. Um,
But
but I think
yeah,
something of that first option feels like the most
mhm,
exciting one for me. Just makes them very very volatile as a creation.
yeah. I mean, I think it would have to be not just that initial dose, but maybe it's something that because the item has to
Yeah,
be
that's what I meant.
capturable. So
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah,
it
yeah.
is
Sorry.
it yeah, it would almost have to be like DS9 reference, like Ketracel White, right?
Hmm.
Um, for the Dominion, is something that keeps um, their their people under control.
Yeah, they need to sort of re-up on this substance.
Yeah.
Um, what do we think this substance could be? Do we want to go in a sort of biological, again, something like uh derived from a fungus or a, algae or uh
I mean, the alchemy option seems like pretty strong for me, right? It's something that is transforming them, but also like binding them maybe to maybe to Malachi, right? If he is the alchemist who is concocting this, yeah.
right. Um yeah, maybe there's a thinking, could it be something like there's a plant, something that's very rare, so it only grows on one like peak, and that's kind of like the source, of the of the chemical of the sort of the well, juice isn't the right name for it, but the the nectar,
Distillate?
what's that? The
Oh,
distillate, sure.
distillate?
Yeah. Um and so that's like the real, he and maybe some few others sort of know where it is, but that's the real. It's like not something you can move, you know. It's something that's there. It's the source, so to speak.
I mean, we'd want to keep, the manufacturing of it and that process as under lock and key as possible because if the
Yes.
says Vivia, the enemies of the Landians
The Heights.
found
Yeah.
it, that would not be
Yeah.
great for us.
No, the styrovites. I'm calling them
Sorry.
styrovites. Yeah, they
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
like some kind of packing plastic.
So yeah, maybe that's the source, as they'd call it, is some sort of a flower, some sort of like like a lotus or whatnot. That yeah is then sort of manufactured and processed into the distillate.
Yeah, sounds good. Presumably, there's some kind of ritual or maybe maybe ceremony whereby the orcs are given their I don't know their monthly or whatever it is dose to keep them loyal.
Yeah, maybe it's based on like lunar phase or something. Um, yeah, they do it on like a new moon or something.
Um, okay, anything else to add to that?
Do they drink it? Do they inject it? Is it put into just a big stew? Probably not. And it would only work on them, right? This isn't like a general purpose control sort of device, control process.
It's a ritual gathering and there's a religious element to it. I think, chalices are traditional.
Hmm. Mm. So it's like taking communion kind of.
Yeah. Or any other type of, religious libation.
Yeah.
And it does look like we have a score that has set four.
We do. So
Oh, do we?
yeah, at the end of every chapter, if any score reaches four, um, so technically it's if any score reaches -8, -4, 4, or +8. But I guess +4 is the only one that's possible in the initial chapter. We create one new custom the orcs have begun that sets them apart from Melanians.
Yeah.
So any thoughts?
I mean, I feel like the obvious answer is whatever this new moon bacchanal is.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of them being kind of almost tricking themselves into being very obsessed with lunar cycles and such. Um,
Maybe they tell stories of what happens if you don't get your dose. It's maybe it's a fear. I mean, maybe this is just stories they've been told, or maybe this is stories they tell themselves. But like, they are not comfortable with any kind of disruption in supply lines. It's
mm,
it's it's a bit of the unknown, right?
yeah, maybe they think not like a werewolf thing, but they think that that they'll like turn into something awful, or something will physically sort of change them that they don't want. But yeah, regardless, I like the idea of them being
Yeah.
almost tricking themselves into that kind of subservient sort of
Maybe they think
mythology.
this god will like consume their souls or something if they don't
Mm.
keep taking it.
Is the god Orcus?
I don't know. So I know Orcus is the name of a spirit who killed the wicked.
Mm.
So it could be. It could be.
Well, I think we mentioned this sort of magma kiln
Hmm.
sacred to the volcano god being near
Right.
an ocean, something tidal. And if this is happening with the lunar cycle, maybe it's something to do with the tides.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's the goddess of the sea. She'll drown your
Yeah,
soul
yeah.
if you don't drink a
Oh,
beverage.
I like that if they maybe if they think if they don't, yeah, if they don't stay current, they'll be drawn into the sea. Like she'll just call them and they'll just walk in and drown, basically.
Yeah.
They'll be quenched, you know?
Okay. Oh, great stuff. Okay. I think that is all we need to do. So to explain the warps, after each of the next few chapters, um, we are um, we're going to choose number of warps equal to, well, basically depending on whether we win or lose the battle, we get to choose usually two or three of a list of five. And then for the shifts, we get to do as many as we want. Um, there's four shifts, and basically two are the opposite of the other two. So I guess
Mm.
it's unlikely that we're gonna want to choose more than two, but you never know. Um, and
Is
those are
there
all always trade offs. So like the plus one brute, minus one numbers, um, or plus one loyalty, minus one clever, or vice versa.
so wait, our orcs are currently they've got +4 loyalty and that's it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. We made a sort of accidentally made a very disturbing
Uh,
bunch of folks. That's interesting.
accidentally, I'm not sure.
Listen, the
Is
council are absolutely the good guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
is only thing I'm wondering, although maybe this will come out later, is Relin, so we kind of know that Phoenix, the sort of religious element is obviously kind of in his court, and then the the sort of distillate the source is in sort of Malachi's sort of realm. Is there anything was Relin involved with like wizardry and such with the Orc's creation or control, or more just as like an advisor at this point?
I think one's really working to make everything work together.
Mm,
Right. The fascia, if you will, the
got it.
connective tissue. And
Okay.
one's written a lot of good papers about this.
Got it.
One's
Okay.
colleagues are green with envy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Most cited paper ever. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Um, so who? I feel like we should go in character keeper order then. T, do you want to read the intro for chapter three, the slaughter of Shrike Forest?
Yeah, absolutely. In an act of desperation, the first few orcs are sent against an overwhelming Styrovite force. The Styrovites make camp in the gloomy depths of the Shrike Forest. The orcs strike at night, hoping surprise and shock will make up for their lack of numbers, arms, and experience. And in our case, bruteness, cleverness, and numbers again.
Loyalty. Don't forget loyalty.
Well, loyalty, I don't think they lack. They're pretty loyal.
Not loyal enough. Um, so we, for each of these battles, we pick um, two of their stats, two of their scores to serve as a stratagem, but we can only use each combination once. And so we are going to roll 1d6, add the stratagem on a total of five or higher. Lania is victorious in this battle. The number needed will go up and up through each battle. So I guess this is where we decide whether we want a +4 or a +0. Um,
I would vote for +0. What's start. I feel like if our sages, this might be the moment they realize that we've blundered maybe in our creation of a bunch of loyal, extremely loyal dudes who are not exactly that capable.
What do you think,
Yeah.
T?
Yeah. I I like brute plus numbers. Um, because there's just not many of them. And they're also not
Mhm.
that physically imposing yet. Uh, and let the dice decide whether or not this works out for them.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick a brute and numbers in the stratagem, and that's there's no fancy validation here. We're just gonna have to keep an eye on it to make sure we do not
Hmm.
pick this again. Um, because I didn't have that much time on my hands. T, do you want to take a responsibility as the narrator of this chapter for rolling?
Sure. And that's D6 plus nothing.
Yeah.
And that was a six, despite
Oh.
these overwhelming odds. I could read this. On a victory, the orc ambush is terrifying and unexpected. Styrovite soldiers break and flee in terror. The orcs run them down, and the creeks of Shrike Forest run red with Styrovite blood. Pick three warps.
Well, good for our little uh
Yeah.
Do we
lotus
think
eaters.
like are our orcs like silent or screaming or something in between as they attack? What do we think they're like?
I kind of like them being silent or being just like an eerie, you know, like unspeaking force at this point. Um,
Yeah. Because
that
we,
that's nerve-wracking. I like it.
I'm kind of thinking sort of Viet Cong strategies, right? Because this is,
Mm-hmm.
their home area and they are fanatically loyal, outnumbered, out bruted, I guess, given our
Hmm.
stats. Um, uh, but perhaps clever. Perhaps this is
Hmm.
something that has awoken in these folks, which is me pitching Orcs Can See by Night as one of our warps.
Yeah. I mean, if you were thinking in that Viet Cong sort of guerrilla warfare thing, I like that. Um, I think them. So we can pick three, right?
Three, yeah, with victory.
I I like the natural weapons as a creepiness, especially if we're yeah, for how we're describing them so far, especially they're changing. Um, maybe they I'm trying to think if they should be based on their kind of kiln stuff or just natural. I don't know. I like them developing some very scary, like not even just fangs, but something weirder as far as like natural kind of uh tooth-based weapons. But um I feel like I need to think about it for a moment. But either way, I think I like them having natural weapons.
Do you think maybe it's like spikes or something like this for like leaning into the Shrike Forest, right? Maybe there's something about the
Mm,
forest that maybe
Yeah.
they're not thorns, but maybe they're like barky
scoots.
extrusions. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was thinking something like thorns, but maybe like reinterpreted it as more, mammalian or whatever. Yeah, I think that's great. I had also thought of the flowers being the source being kind of like Venus flytraps. So they could be sort of developing into that direction, but maybe not all the way. But yeah, I think some kind of thorns, spiky protrusion stuff. I think that's great.
Mhm.
Do you have
Um,
a thought for our third one, Bennett?
I wonder if can march without tiring and survive off scraps.
Hmm.
Maybe um, maybe again leaning into that, like maybe the Shrike Forest is kind of feeding or growing on them. Maybe they're like mossy, or maybe something like this, and maybe they just like it's not self cannibalization or anything. They're like just hey, I'm carrying my food with me,
Mm.
or it's a little bit strange, a lot strange, but
Yeah. So they're able to kind of live off of themselves is that what you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, it's and obviously they're just not picky about what water they drink or what food they eat, but also they have this um, strange, chlorophyllc energy source on them,
Mm.
right?
I was gonna
Like
say,
coral.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say like coral, how they can get energy from the algae they have a symbiotic relationship with.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I was gonna say something about like photosynthesis, but for the moon, but that might be a little too crazy. But I like the idea of them being able to just collect, if it rains, they can just sort of collect it, or even just other bugs or whatever. Just like as they're moving through the environment, they can just kind of inherently gather sort of nourishment.
Mhm. Okay. So I think we said natural weapons, march without tiring, and can see by night. So that's plus one to boot, plus one to clever, and yeah, here we go.
Do we think they're actually seeing by night, or is it like some other sense?
We've given
Uh,
them each little watches with radar on them.
you think it's like,
Okay.
well, they're silent, but maybe it's just silent to the Starbites. Maybe they do some kind of echolocation thing.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think that's cool.
Ah. Yeah, especially for leaning plantae, it could be they're also particularly sensitive to oh goodness, the chemical compounds that can't plants make to communicate. Like, hey, I've been stepped on. And they're like, ah, I
I
saw
was
that.
thinking about it. Yeah.
I think I've destroyed the knowledge of that aspect because I've destroyed any memory of the happening. um, but yes, I know what you mean, T. There's
Yeah.
a thing. Um, okay, awesome. So the next thing we can do is we can choose any or all of these shifts. So we can make the orcs larger, make them smaller, indoctrinate the orcs because they don't have enough loyalty, or educate the orcs because maybe they do have too much loyalty. Um,
And we can only do can we repeat these or no? I forget.
so we can only do each of those once per chapter, but
Got
we
it.
could do technically all four if we don't want to change anything.
Got it. Got it. Get right. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we
Yeah.
can't
Okay.
double down on making them larger and
Okay.
larger and larger.
So we can pick one of these.
We pick any or all of these. So I guess two seems like
Oh,
the most that we would do, but
yeah.
um,
I think Relin is pitching to make them smaller.
more more of them, but slightly smaller, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think one brings in like an unnecessarily overly large diagram of a bunch of ants killing like a stag beetle.
Okay.
And
I
see victory members.
I think so. Malachi would be um sort of gradually, but then increasingly opposed to that. Like at first, just sort of waiting, pretending to really take it in. But Malachi he wants an army that's imposing. So he would argue against it. He would, I think, argue, oh, but the numbers,
So this council meeting is devolving into the like was it one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses.
Exactly. I think he maybe I guess he wants them bigger because I don't think the other two they don't need to be more loyal. Not yet. And I think he'd be pushing for them to be bigger, which leaves, of course, a Phoenix.
Yeah, we um I the and maybe Phoenix doesn't say this, but his only thought about why you might not want to make them bigger or smaller is like after the war, you know, do these people get returned to their Lanian selves, or are they forever changed by this thing, right? Um,
Hmm.
but I I think for now I will cast my vote into making them smaller um, and upping them. No, no, I think I will. I think I will. I will stay on the side of neutrality. Yeah, I will. I will stay with no change because maybe I'm thinking far ahead, but on a different on a different um, principle.
Hmm.
Is
How do we?
Phoenix the moral compass of this council?
I mean, maybe
You gotta
Does he want to?
I weep for you all,
Maybe
but
he maybe maybe he wants to educate them, but isn't ready to admit it yet. But yeah.
um,
So then on a tie, it goes to the narrator, right?
uh, yes.
Let's see.
So I guess, but are you voting? So I'm voting to do neither of those two, right? And you're
Right.
voting to make them bigger or
Yeah.
not. So yeah, I guess T, you get your way, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, smaller it is. And I listen, I don't think Rellen's a good person. I think for opposing one, Malachi is bedeviled by like little finger-sized homunculi for the next week. Just like sneaking into your office, shuffling your papers, moving reagents around,
Hmm.
writing, rude messages on your shoes.
Malachi is now brushing up on very difficult to detect poisons and such, but
Why would you poison Rellen? What's such a great person? Uh,
okay. So
So I have changed their brute back down to zero. Their numbers up to two, and they're now stunted. To
we've
be
made some.
honest, at this point, I'm just gonna like say we should go for. I mean, sorry, Snotling is the Warhammer Fantasy uh, variant. Green Goo is the similar to but legally distinct. Um,
Oof, we made some real creepy guys already. So
yeah,
let's keep
yeah.
going.
Okay. So
At least they're loyal.
at least you're loyal, yeah. We've just come up to the hour. So can we take a break and then we'll go into chapter four? Chapter four already?
Great.
I guess we are.
yep.
So let me stop the recording.
Are we thinking that
Oh,
uh, are we thinking that our orcs that they kind of warped mid-battle? Is that like almost why they won in this case, or is it something we not the shift, right? Because that's a different deal, but I'm just curious what we're thinking.
um, I mean, my thought was a little bit of both. Like some of these might have only become evident to us after the battle, but they were like maybe happening as they journeyed through this forest.
Mm,
So maybe
right.
like organically.
Linnaean, you might say.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Okay, so let us go on to chapter four. Eric, do you want to read this out?
Sure. So, uh, so chapter four, the rescue at Sinisef, I'm gonna call it. So this Styrophyte cavalry carries off the royal family of Lania. Orcs have one chance to head them off at the small village of Sinisef and rescue the royals. So we have to pick again 2 scores to serve as a stratagem. So oh, I guess yeah, I'm not going to read our result until we do the actual roll.
And we do need a 7. But thankfully, we can't get a +0, so this will be possible for us regardless.
Oh yeah. Okay. Which do we do here? So this is about
I mean, if we're rescuing nobility, I feel like loyalty should probably play a role, is
hmm,
my argument.
right.
I mean,
Uh,
the orcs' loyalty to the realm, not necessary to us.
That's fair. But I mean, if you were a bunch of condemned criminals and suddenly we're rescuing the rulers of the realm from a hostage situation, potentially that could become a second different hostage situation.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um,
So
so
I think loyalty makes sense here. I agree. Um, do we want to go with how hard do we want to go for this one? I know that I guess it doesn't matter what our sages think. I think Malachi would not care about the royals, but it's not really our choice, right?
well, I mean, do you think uh, we are relying on their brutish nature to just, get there fastest with the mostest? And, hey, maybe it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
What do you think,
sure.
T? Loyalty plus brute?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So 1d6 plus 4, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's a 10.
Well, keep rolling sixes. That is a great strategy.
Yep. Okay, so on a victory, enough orcs are in the area to surround the Styrovites. After a tense standoff, the royals are rescued unharmed. From now on, the Council of Sages has the backing of the crown, no matter what they do. We can pick 3 warps. Okay.
Some of these are now very interesting, right?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
I kind of like the implication that somehow the orcs, learn the sorcery needed to create more orcs. Does that mean like they are holding trials and condemning people to to join them?
That's so that's so awful. That's great. It's like
Mhm.
that's perfect, right? If they're taking prisoners, that they can
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's like a genius. Yeah.
You think they're taking Styrovites as well as like
Yeah.
Lanians who are maybe fifth columnists or maybe collaborating with the
hmm
Styrovites?
Everybody, right? Like why not?
Everybody,
As long
yeah,
as they
yeah.
fit, as long as they match the sort of the mythology. Yeah.
hmm Uh, or maybe they just start framing people, right? They're like small and clever.
You know, not
Well,
terribly clever, but clever
Well, no, that's
enough,
fair.
maybe
not yet.
Cleverer
That's
than
the
they
thing.
were.
cleverer
Yeah.
than the average bear, right?
That might be the
Yeah.
next stage because yeah, they're
Mm.
we'll see how clever they get.
Or maybe, I mean,
Um,
because we did say that anyone can go through this. It's just we were sort of using condemned criminals to make it more palatable. Maybe they just start picking people, taking them.
mm, I like I like the idea of them sort of dishing out justice for now, but it does mean that this gives them the tools to do it in a less creepy way in the future. But
Yeah,
yeah, either
yeah.
way, I do
Yeah.
like the idea of them having them learning the secret like right away.
Yeah.
Oh, now does that mess with? No, because they still need the source. I was
Yeah.
just thinking about the
Yeah.
whole thing about them losing loyalty. But yeah,
I
that
mean,
works still, I think.
they're orcs now. They're going to do the lunar ritual.
Yeah.
That's what orcs do.
Okay. I like that.
Um, so there's three of these five choices are all about having children.
Right.
So, um, and then there's one which is just craving the flesh of your enemies. Any of those jump out at you if the other we get three choices, right? Based on
Yeah.
victory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah,
won.
I mean, I'm all about
We
them craving the flesh of their enemies.
I was gonna say we're taking them in kind of a planty direction, and you mentioned Venus flytraps specifically, and also
Yes.
that the distillate that they're using is an alpine plant, usually pretty poor
Hmm.
soils.
Right.
Um, and yeah, I don't know that this is. I think brutishness is the effect, but I don't think this is a like, oh, culturally I'm consuming you to get your prowess. It's like, oh, you got potassium.
Yeah.
I really need potassium.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's almost like they're craving the like yeah, like the sort of moisture and the nutrients more than the actual flesh. They're not tearing into them the same way, maybe. Um,
Yeah, like they don't need to be living or anything, right? It's just,
yeah,
waste not, want not.
yeah.
uh,
Um, and then are
third
we gonna do
option.
a
Yeah.
third one?
Now I let me just reread. Yeah, so the sages would never choose fewer warps than they are allowed. Their nation's fate is at stake. So yes, we have to choose the third.
We need
So, Donna, what type of babies are we looking at here?
yeah.
Did I not say I wanted the sorcerer to create more orcs? But I can choose this as well. I think yeah, I think this is the second option. Orcs can have children with each other. Some grow into warriors incredibly quickly.
That the quick growing and the plant stuff is a
Yeah, yeah.
pretty great combo.
Um, so
Which I
that
think
will
will
give
take us into
them,
custom range too.
yeah, so that is +3 to numbers, which is up to +5. Loyalty goes down by one, and brute back up to +1.
And we have to do a new custom.
A
Or
new
or I
custom.
guess we should do the shift first, right?
We should do the shift first.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I, I mean, I think these orcs, they are learning things, whether we want them to or not. So I think we should be educating them. But that is just my pitch.
Hmm.
I mean,
Um,
why
okay.
educate when you could indoctrinate?
Well, potato, potato.
I think so you think educate. Now, if we I'm trying to remember, does changing their size scale do anything what does that do, or is that just narrative? I forget if it. I mean, obviously the brute, like they get more brute if in this, if we were to make them bigger. But does the size thing do anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious.
But obviously, like there's a limit of how small or how large they can get.
Yeah. Okay, so uh T, are you going for
I,
indoctrinate?
I think Rellin is pushing for indoctrinate, and Rellin also wants them to be smaller.
So,
Well,
so in this case, I think Malachi and Phoenix might be teaming up to go with Team Larger, right?
no, 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 no. I'm
No?
not. I'm I think I think Malachi is he agrees with Rowan for
Okay.
once. I think
There,
this is a if he understands what's happening with them, I think this is pretty terrifying to him as far as the idea of losing control. Because now they've not only learned how to do it themselves, they're also like reproducing. That's like out of control. So I think he thinks indoctrinate.
okay. And size-wise?
We're keeping them. I mean, I can't. I'm not. I can only vote for one, right? So.
No, no, we can talk we can pick
Oh,
multiples, right?
huh. That's true.
So I
We
was going
could do
for
them all at the same time,
yeah,
and
yeah.
have null
Nothing
effect.
Yeah.
happened.
Uh, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna try to, um, engender some goodwill and keep them. Oh, so you want them smaller? Oh, he wants to keep them the same size, I think. But, um, would that? So if he was to, yeah, maybe on that front, he would be voting almost like the other way. So. Right, so Phoenix is saying bigger, Relen is saying smaller, and I think Malachi wants them to stay at their current
Okay.
small stature. So maybe that remains the same.
Yeah, okay. And you are the narrator, so you're casting the deciding vote. So we're just indoctrinating them.
Yep.
That's their loyalty is back up to 4, and their cleverness is 0. Okay. And and so we are going with we hit numbers 5, so we are giving them a new custom.
Yep.
What are we thinking? So
Hmm.
Do they just crave the flesh of their enemies, or do they consume their dead? Is this like a necrophagy, sort of funerary culture that's developing?
well, the warp says the flesh of their enemies. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but maybe maybe the indoctrination means that they view the kind of reclamation as holy, right? They don't get to return anywhere when they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe all of the dead, all of the battlefield dead, or even terribly wounded, end up slowly. Uh, I don't know. What's the term? What does a Venus flytrap do? Slowly
Dissolved.
liquefied. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Digest it. Yeah.
Ooh. Well, they're also having children. So maybe it's a thing where there's like a big compost pile that's covered in pods that will, you know, bloom into orcs.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That's because also it's a custom, so it might not even be um like confirmed that they need to, right? It could be either way, but I do like the idea of yeah, maybe they think or it's true that to have children to reproduce they need that yeah, that compost pile as you put it. Um I think that's a good idea, especially this idea that you mentioned, Donna, of the like them being self-sufficient, kind of um physically basically or physiologically. So yeah, that seems to make sense to not waste any good juices.
So, well, how would we write up that custom? The dead from both sides.
Hmm.
Provide the foundation for our future or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, for the next generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe they're beginning to develop a sort of a reincarnatory
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for? It's not epistemology. Oh,
Eschatology? No, eschatology.
no, that may be correct, but that was not the word I was
Okay.
searching for. Sorry, I'm in the
Eschatology
stage of
is
brain where it's hard
okay.
for me to grab words.
Eschatology is about what happens to souls after death.
Mm, mhm.
So maybe not, or maybe.
No, well, the word that means like the religious worldview.
Hmm.
It'll come to me eventually. It's not that important.
Yeah. Whoever our anonymous duck is, are you writing that
Oh
again?
yeah, I can
Okay,
do that.
cool.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, so I'll write that again. Okay, and then we yeah,
Um,
I'll just write it here.
okay,
So
cool.
uh, they
Oh, and the other thing, sorry, we should do is when we indoctrinate the orcs, we also write one belief we give them
Oh.
um, on top of the new custom.
Is it too early for you are not human?
Um,
Or is that something that we'd want to tell them?
yeah, um, I guess is it like we want them to think that they can become human again? Is that maybe what we want?
Oh.
So something like their belief is that they are not human, but if they fulfill their duties,
Mm,
their humanity can be restored.
mm,
Is that a
mm. Would they want that?
well, like that's what we have told them, right? That's their belief.
Uh,
Maybe they
uh,
haven't yet come to that. Screw you guys, we're happy being orcs.
yeah.
Can you repeat it? Because sorry, I was typing and I got
Yeah.
I got distracted.
So the belief that I've written down is we are no longer human, but if we fulfill our holy duty, uh, that we can
Oh,
be restored.
because we've indoctrinated them.
Which kind of feeds in for me with the loyalty thing,
Mm,
with the we're trying to um, dull their cleverness, right?
Mhm.
mm,
They need us. We're telling them more than we need them.
If
mm,
if they're my only thing with it is that it feels a little too like it almost would wipe out their well, it is pretty mean. It would make it mean that even their newly discovered reproduction, everything is all just kind of cursed, right? If that's
Yeah,
what their belief is.
but
Um,
I guess the loophole is that this is something we believe. That might not be true. you know,
yes. Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Um, I think that's pretty good. Can beliefs ever go away?
I don't know, but they might. Yeah, I guess we'll find out in the final chapter how rebellious they
I think that
are.
I
Yeah,
think that works because it also works in some other more kind of like apocalyptic beliefs if they develop them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like that.
Okay. So uh, we are
Oh,
at
I put this in the wrong
this.
spot. I will.
We are at the siege of Worm Hill. Um, Trapped in the ancient stone fortress of Worm Hill, the orc army must withstand a siege through a winter of storms and a summer of famine. In the labyrinth of abandoned tunnels beneath the fortress, they wage grim and bloody fights against Starovite sappers and feral ghouls alike. The sages prepare reinforcements in hidden camps. So, two scores to serve as stratagem. The total we're looking for is 8 or higher. Uh, I wonder if I wonder if this is a question of cleverness, because it's siege warfare and there's tunnels and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also numbers. Um,
That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I was going to propose.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
there
I
you
like
go.
Yeah.
that. That makes sense. I would not want to fight a tunnel guerrilla war with these guys. So yeah, or
Yeah,
against these
yeah.
guys. So yeah.
Okay, so that is what plus 5. Let's just see if I can. Wow, another
Sixes
6.
all around. I'm sure that'll
um,
keep going,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for the whole game.
On a victory, the defense of Wormhill gives all Lanians a glint of hope. In autumn, orc reinforcements catch the besieging Starovites by surprise and inflict great casualties before they can flee. Pick 3 warps.
Hey.
So,
I like the animal, and I
yeah,
think it's something burrowing that they maybe bred and trained during the
Mm.
siege to find sappers. Big ferrets.
big
Hmm?
ferrets. Do ferrets actually burrow, or are they just run down burrows?
I mean, if the opposite side is sapping, then
Yeah, yeah.
it's yeah. I don't know if they do or not. I'll look it up.
My thought is that they just love running down burrows and getting rabbits. Um,
I mean, they could
They'd
be kind
like
of
to
a.
burrow and
okay,
prefer to sleep in an enclosed area. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So what do you think? Anyone jumping out at you there, Eric?
No, I was thinking about the ferrets real hard,
Oh,
but
sorry.
which I love. No, it's great. I was suddenly like, are they riding on one each, or they have little like teams of ferrets? Anyway, it's great.
Ferret chariot.
Because I
Yeah,
was
exactly.
thinking ferrets or polecats, or wait a minute, mole cats, but those are not a thing.
Oh, I mean, they
Okay.
could be.
Okay, let's see. So
Ferrets,
that,
that's its genius. Um,
um, I think. Oh, I like the fire or the battle man. No, no, I don't think we should because I know that at least two of us are very afraid of them getting out of control. So I don't think we would gift them battle magic. So maybe fire. I could see Malachi wanting to give them sort of, Greek fire, all just like that kind of alchemical stuff, not realizing it could backfire. But I think he would be in support of that. So yeah, I think the orcs fall in love with fire, using it as a weapon of terror and sabotage.
Okay. And I mean, vicious weapons of their own design. I would go with that if that sounds all right to everyone.
I uh I survived a siege and all I got was the ability to cook my food and this cool pet and this shiv.
Yeah. Do we think? I mean, Forge suggests to me that it's, not something else growing out of them or something else associated with their plant nature. But maybe it's something like building on that. Like maybe it's like a bread plant that's like wickedly barbed, like a war mattock that's just made of like a bramble thorn or something like that.
Hmm.
Maybe they can like uh, whisper to plants and have them grow in a way according to their will. Is that too scary?
I like that. And I mean they understand the power of you know, potions, etc. So there could be a chemical element to this as well, right? Picture
Yeah.
plants that make acid.
I was gonna say,
Ooh,
yeah, I like the idea of them making chemical
like
warfare, like biochemical warfare, you know?
like grenades of uh,
Yeah. And like
acid. Yeah,
gassing their
Well, I
enemies,
mean,
all that stuff.
grenades got to be made from pomegranates, right?
yeah. So let me update their stats.
Yeah, that's a good one because that's them. Yeah, it's definitely their design, if it's um plant-based, meaning not something we can control.
Yeah, and newsflash for those who are afraid of the orcs are now kind of clever, right? Um,
Yeah.
no, they say you're locked in here with us.
I wonder.
Okay, and shifts. What are we thinking?
I mean, I think Grellin is into what they're doing. One wants to see how far this can go. Time to educate. They're doing cool stuff.
Hmm.
How far will they go if they're just a little bit smarter, a little bit less loyal, and of course, smaller?
Oh,
Um,
these feral uh, goblins are going to be the death of us.
I think
Um,
I I think the nature of this fight, because they would have to have such like autonomy, and that Malachi's waiting for a defeat. I think he would agree once again with Rellin about educating them.
And obviously making them smaller.
He does not agree with that. He once again likes them exactly the size they are. He understands them. He's got his sort of like, illustrated man drawings of them. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to update his models. So no, he votes no change to size,
okay.
but yes to educating them.
Okay. So we're just educated. So we're just undoing what you did last time. Uh,
Uh,
the ways of wizards are not for understanding, right? Um,
Especially when they betray the council. They're
oh,
getting smaller. They're
Oh
getting
no.
smaller.
No. I
so so
forgot
tick
I
so
forgot all
Yes.
tick
about
that
betraying.
so tick that box and um sorry. So you've already changed. Boop,
I already
invaders.
did.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll put it
okay.
back.
No,
Or
no, it's
I
okay.
can
It's okay.
put it back. Okay.
No, no, it's fine. And what does this betrayal look like? Do we?
Um, I think, uh hmm,
Maybe you altered the nectar, the sort, the the what they drink.
I think it's dumber than that. Um, because I've mentioned that Rellin is really into one's little homunculi that gets sent
Hmm.
around to do one's bidding, and Yeah, I think the homunculi prune the pods. Well, actually, this is getting a little close to eugenics. Just to be clear, Rellin sucks. One is awful.
Sure.
Is this okay with y'all?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Yeah. Homunculi sneak out at night and prune the pods, and only the smallest ones
Oh,
actually bloom.
oh, that's
Uh, and it
brutal.
takes like a couple months, but the next time you go to check on them, you're like, wait a second.
And they are
All
now
right.
diminutive, right? I mean, they're
So
almost like goblins, right?
Malachi's got to throw all his books in the fire, and yeah, it's this is a disaster.
And you better check that box. Has betrayed the council, just to remind us of your dastardliness.
Perfidy,
Okay,
yeah.
perfidy. Oh, I didn't want to go there, but yeah, we'll go full perfidy.
And are we doing a new custom? Did their numbers? No, were their numbers already that high? Yeah, they were already high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Never mind.
numbers hasn't hit 8 yet,
Yep.
so that's our next.
Oh, it's in increments. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
But soon.
But soon.
If you have your way.
um, okay, so the harrowing of Asteria, not
Oh, is this me?
Asteria. No, this is
I think
T because
it's
I
was
T,
was
actually,
right?
yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
T.
Mhm. The harrowing of Styrovia. Small bands of orcs travel deep, well, literally.
small bands of small orcs.
Indeed. Travel deep into Styrovite territory to disrupt supply lines, burn farms, and massacre settlements. Enough damage could force Styrovite troops to withdraw from Lania to protect their own homes. These daring raids are risky for the orcs sent on them, but the greatest price will be paid by the farmers that they put to the sword.
Mm.
Pick any two scores as a stratagem. We need a 9 or higher. And I don't think any of these combinations is a guaranteed failure. Yeah, what do y'all think? We can't do brute plus numbers, loyalty plus brute, cover quest numbers, but everything else is on the table.
Um,
Is is this a clever? This is a clever. This sounds like clever to me.
you think so?
Yeah, like small
Oh, that's right. Small
guerrilla
daring raids.
bands.
Yeah, it
Mhm,
does.
mhm.
Um,
So
I mean, what is the word for small orcs? Orcilla?
there. Um,
Orquettes.
Orcats.
or cats. So yeah, clever makes sense to me. Um, could be, I mean, we need a nine, although that doesn't matter that much. They might be due for boss here. Have we done loyalty? Because this is pretty vicious stuff.
Yeah, we have not
So
done clever plus loyalty.
maybe it should be clever with loyalty, right? Because
Hmm.
we're asking them to do something pretty bad.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Plus, they're like far away from our control, right? We're
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
trusting
yeah,
Hmm.
them with
yeah.
uh, these small band raids. So yeah,
I like
All
that
right.
they're ferrets. They can like truly ride on them now. You know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah.
they're really in business. Anyway. Okay.
All right, so that'll be at a +6, and we're looking for a 9. And that was a 7. I
no.
rolled a 1.
Finally,
Oh.
finally,
Yeah.
the ferret turns.
Uh-huh. Uh, on a defeat, outrage at orc atrocities fills the ranks of Styrovites with vengeful new recruits. Tales of Lanian cruelty travel to distant lands. Furious militias hunt down the orc raiders. Orc leaders who coordinate the raids fall prey to suspicious fatal accidents.
Mm.
-1 clever. Pick 2 warps.
Hey,
Get 2 clever.
man, that's tragic. They got forced to do something terrible and then pay the price.
Mm.
Okay. So two warps. Oh.
How do we feel about the innate sense of right or wrong,
I
right and
like
wrong?
that.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
yeah. Like the leaders who went along with this have been culled, right? And now the
Hmm.
people who are left are going, these sages are assholes, you know?
This is also their first defeat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so that
Hmm.
would be really crushing. Yeah, I think that's great. Um, and
What do we think?
hmm, I like one of the last two. Um, either one
Dis
I like.
Disturbing forbidden magic.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking about.
I mean, if we decide on the magic, then we get to say what it is, which is fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but adding a belief. Oh no, no.
Yeah,
If
their
they
only
have no
belief currently
beliefs,
is we are no longer human, but if we fulfill our holy duty, we can be
right.
restored.
Now, would they get another belief or no? Only if they didn't have one. So maybe that's yeah. So I think maybe the magic is the best one.
Mm.
Would I mean I like the idea of that magic being disturbing to us. I mean it says forbidden, obvious, right? But that maybe it's not like maybe it's not inherently disturbing. It's just disturbing to the authorities like us.
Mm.
I mean, forbidden by us and disturbing that they have, like, they are now doing stuff that they haven't just copied from us, right?
Yeah,
They are
Mhm.
now
Mhm.
creating a new
exactly.
magic, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, given that we're doing, large scale genetic I don't even know what the word for this would be. What is forbidden in that society is
In
an
whatever we
interesting
say,
question.
that's what's
Yeah, that's
forbidden.
fair.
Yeah.
Them doing it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is very disturbing.
Mhm.
Are
Okay.
they maybe using uh s- that's Styrivite magic, like or something pulled from them? I guess, we haven't
Mhm.
established what they're doing, but kind of like the idea of them that's very forbidden. Um
Their forbidden magics are exalted spellcasting.
Yeah. Um, okay. Any shifts? I presume someone is going to suggest they become smaller, like goblins.
Relin comes into the council chambers with like a life size maquette of the current size, and then bedazzled one of them even smaller, and shows just how easy it is to pick them up, move them around, fit in your suitcase.
These orcs are large. These orcs are are far away.
um well, I think uh once again Malachi is going to vote to. Well, actually, no. I guess he wants to make them bigger, right? Yeah, he thinks this was a travesty. He's not going to publicly accuse Rellin, but he is going to propose a sort of shockingly similar opposite, um, kind of, you know, uh, uh, not quite eugenics again, but sort of selective breeding.
I will say, Relin will point out that it was the stratagem that we picked, which had nothing to do with their size, which failed.
Uh, Irrelevant. There was a mistake of nature, and we have to correct it because we are, in fact, in command of nature.
Nature does not make mistakes.
Wait, now what else are we doing anything else?
Well, if we if we keep them the same size or make them smaller, we will give them a new belief. Um, but uh, but I think we should educate them even more. I think they're not clever enough by half.
So
Hmm.
you think okay. So
Relin is with you. More tiny schools. Make the schools smaller. Make the orcs. No, keep the schools the same size. Orcs smaller. More orcs per classroom.
Wait a minute,
so
larger classroom sizes are something I'm against.
so Ferox just wants to educate them. Does he have
Yes,
any other
I'm happy with
motives?
them staying. I mean, I'll be honest. As a player, I want them to be goblin sized. So
That's fine. You can if Ferox thinks it's a good idea, or Phoenix rather.
maybe
So,
this is a quid pro quo between Phoenix and Raylan.
Hmm.
okay, and so I am I think outvoted on everything, but I want them bigger and I want them I think I might want them indoctrinated because I'm very freaked out. Um
So I think you are outvoted on both of those.
I
In fact,
am, which
unless you want to
means
betray the council.
I think I have to betray the council.
Okay.
Excellent. So are you does that mean control of all the shifts for this turn?
Yeah, or is it
Yes.
just
Yeah.
one?
Okay.
It's all of them.
You get to decide.
Okay.
Okay, so then that I think Malachi really betrays the council and that he sort of even maybe votes along with them, realizing he's outnumbered, and then goes off and enacts his changes on his own. Um,
Hmm.
I think maybe he is changing the potion to
yeah.
warp them a little
Mm.
more. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So
That makes sense.
smaller
So,
and
So
indoctrinated.
bigger
Bigger and
and
indoctrinated. Sorry. That was a long tongue.
uh,
um,
so that is loyalty to three, clever to two, a brute to two, numbers to seven. So we don't get any new customs.
but we do give them a new belief, is that right?
Uh, yeah, one
No.
belief.
So what should it be?
Did we?
Um,
Oh,
Oh,
right, because of
so,
indoctrination. Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Last time we forgot to give them a skill. That is what we forgot.
oh, is
So
that
when
for
we educate
educate?
the orcs, we write one skill they learn. So
Oh,
Oh.
um,
that's cool.
what did
Uh,
we
What are they
this
like?
do we think maybe it's they was this when they were like learning to sing to the plants or something like whatever we
ooh. Yeah.
what do we call that? Do we have a poetic name for that?
Percussive
Um,
botany. Um,
the Green Chorus or um
I like that.
I was going to go full metal and say like thorn wailing.
Ooh, I like that a
sure.
lot.
Yeah.
Especially because this is something they would have learned sort of during or alongside the siege.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe the plants sing back. Imagine you're camped outside a castle and the dandelions you've pitched your tent on just start screaming every night.
Everyone hates dandelions enough already. So a new belief. What do we think?
I don't know. I feel like I mean if it's something that Malachi really kind of if he took the reins, um I mean obviously it's about control, but I think it's about I'm just thinking of something that goes along with the other one. Um or rather that works for keeping them as a weapon because he has no interest in them ever becoming anything more than the weapons. Um,
You think, based on that betrayal and that enhancement of the potion, do you think it's something like, like a belief that Malachi is like their god or their creator, like even more so than the Lanians or the sages?
Yeah, I was almost thinking that it was that they like a hatred of or fear of like magic because he's very nervous now um about Rowan and everything else. But no, maybe I think that could work. Either something that like Peace's weakness, um, trying to instill in them that kind of warrior, um, sort of code, or uh, but yeah, I maybe that's a good one. Maybe that like alchemy, that alchemists are the kind of natural or not natural, the sort of uh the the sort of f- they're the sort of leaders of Lania, as determined by fate or prophecy even. Meaning that's not just like him, right? It's not like he could encode that in them, but a true sort of
The priests of the goddess of the tide.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Eh. 'Cause, I mean, the tide's liquid, and alchemy's all about controlling liquids, so,
Yeah.
clearly.
Sounds good to me. I mean, it sounds terrible, but yeah, it sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and I should mark that I've betrayed. Oh, yep. Only one person left who hasn't betrayed. Okay.
Who me? Uh,
All right.
so, given that we have chapter 7 and then the orc mutiny left, do we want to take a break now and then come back and do those two?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So maybe come back on the hour. Okay, and we are onto the Heartlands campaign.
All
Um,
right. I
it's
think this is me, right?
Heartland. Yeah, not Hearthland.
So, all right, chapter 7, the Heartlands campaign. The orcs have bought enough time for the common Lannian to learn violence. Bolstered by Lannian conscripts, the orcs have a chance to overwhelm the Styrovites with a massive, well-coordinated attack. If it convinces the Styrivite commanders that Lania has the spirit to fight on forever, they may cut their losses and end the invasion. So we need to roll a 10 or higher for our last stratagem here. So
We haven't done numbers and loyalty yet, which would be a guaranteed success.
it would.
You're going to be so
Um,
But
boring and predictable.
I was going to say, are we interested in that, or do we want to leave the door open for our good
wait,
friend Failure to slink in?
can we? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, basically, if we do any numbers with anything, then we're guaranteed, right? So we would need to do some other combo to possibly fail.
Uh,
So the
Clever
other,
and Brute would be the only one available to us that we haven't already used.
Oh,
yeah,
is it?
which
Yeah.
means we got to roll 6, right? So
Oh, is it?
guaranteed or roll 6.
Ah, interesting. So let's see. This is just a massive, well-coordinated attack. Um, which seemed kind of like a numbers game to me, but
Well, I will say uh, something that, if we sort of want to have a little bit of control over how the story goes, if they lose this, oh Oh wait, that's right. We didn't go with an item for the supernatural loyalty. We went with a person, didn't we?
It's the well, it's
With item.
It was an item?
it's the
Yeah.
plant. It's the
Ah, okay.
source.
In that case, if we lose this, the styrobites are going to take that.
Yeah. Huh. So those are
After all of that loyalty, right? Back down to zero.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, this is a tricky one. Um, okay, so so you said brute and clever is that's our only other option that doesn't involve numbers, right?
Yeah, it's numbers and loyalty or brute. So our best or worst combo, basically.
Yeah.
hmm
Oh, what
hmm
a decision. Um, well, do we think, I mean, one way to think of it is that have we have we sort of played this has there our council here, have we played this sort of war right, or have we screwed up somehow that would really lead us into our worst possible chance here?
Of course we screwed up. Look at this one. It's huge. And Roland picks one up by the scruff and shakes it at you. Uh,
I mean, there's also the fact that Malachi basically staged like a quasi coup with his betrayal, so that might factor into it too. Um,
So, so maybe with dissent in the ranks, we're kind of leaving it to the cleverness of the orcs. You know how well they can defend the kingdom because the council of sages are not united.
even with
mhm.
their large numbers, if they're being sent to 8 different fronts for no reason and just told to like figure it out,
Oh,
arm yourselves.
that's a good point. If we're giving them different orders, right? Like
Mm.
different
Or
marching
if we're all
orders,
like, hey,
then
your
they'd be
job is to
scattered.
protect the academy, priority numero uno. I
Yeah,
don't give a
yeah, yeah.
crap about these other places. And you're like, no, 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 no. The Alchemist Forge absolutely must be protected.
That makes a lot of sense because we'd be planning for this war. We'd assume we have it in the bag and we're just planning for the aftermath, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot
Um,
of sense.
okay, so I guess let's go with brute and clever.
Okay,
All
so
right.
rolling with a +4,
So
right?
Yep.
just roll a six, right? It's like simples.
Yeah, it'd be easy. Uh, oh, so close.
So
Ah,
close,
yeah.
so close. You know, if they hadn't been smaller or
Hmm.
whatever, um,
If they had been smaller, they would have been constant bickering.
yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Um,
True, just one more. Oh, that's
one
brutal.
more.
Okay.
Brutal. So yeah, what
Okay,
happens on
so
a defeat?
for on a defeat, the war drags on for many more years, leaving Lanya in ruins. Eventually, Lanyans swear fealty to the Styrovites and pay a high tribute in exchange for uneasy peace. So we pick two warps, and if the orcs, because they're bound in supernatural loyalty to an item, it's taken by this Styrovite salute, so -3 loyalty. So we should. So their loyalty is going all the way down, right?
Yeah, then to zero.
Yeah.
Okay. And we got two warps. So, um, all these poor guys, they were marching towards victory, and the last two ones just
Huh.
slipped away. Okay.
I mean, I like that the last one that the Styrovites are like, hey, you're loyal to us now.
Oh
These
yeah.
guys have basically enslaved you. Take their shit, man. That farm is
Yeah.
yours. And they're granted swaths of depopulated. How is it depopulated? We're not going to worry about it. Land where they can build farms and homes. Plus one
Hmm.
numbers.
And
Yeah,
the corpse nurseries grow high on the
hmm
plains. Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's see the others ones.
our second warp. What are you thinking? Terrifying machines in preparation for future conflicts.
Mm. I mean, I don't think it can be three.
It is
Uh,
going to be two. Yeah.
Hmm.
all right. Oh no, I'm saying I don't think it can be the third one, where Lanians enforce the laws on orcs exclusively.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Uh, I
Well,
mean,
the curses
fun,
don't really make sense
well, we've
unless.
never heard of Silver Steel before now, but
Hmm,
maybe this is. I mean, it could make sense. Um,
true. Um, they could also be. It could also be a strange, sort of a backfired experiment, or even just, yeah, I don't know. Um, okay. Them working on machines makes, if they've got their own land, then they can just toil away. So I kind of makes sense that they would start building their
I
I
own.
mean,
mean,
maybe they're just doing it off their own bat. No one, like their leaders, have set them to work building terrifying machines in preparation for future conflicts, right?
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
this is their own idea.
Yeah,
and I mean, they believe that, alchemists are the leaders of Lania by fate, prophecy, and tide.
right.
Alchemists lost. They can be alchemists. Who's to
That's
say the
true.
alchemists have to be human? Alchemists can
That's
be
true.
orc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it.
A hostile takeover of the Alchemist Guild is on the charts.
That's very
Hmm.
true. That's why I didn't want it to be Malachi as their god. Yeah, okay. I think that's great. So the
Okay,
machines,
so plus one clever, plus one numbers.
which means I think we're about to be in some deep doo-doo as far as their uprising, but we'll see.
Well, there's still a shift or two on
Yes.
their
Okay,
horizons.
so shift.
I'm going to let you
Um,
decide before I inevitably betray you and make my own decisions.
um, I think uh I think that Malachi feels cornered because he thought he was gonna win. So he would be trying to indoctrinate them further. Oh, especially because we lost the source.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
maybe he'd be trying to find a new source, something else, but something much degraded, to get them back in line.
I mean, we're screwed. The writing's on the wall. Might as well indulge our curiosity and make them smaller and smarter.
I I, I vote strongly against a decrease in size. We need to keep track of them.
Malachi's like, one horse-eyed duck. I keep telling you.
Um, hmm. So, what are you deciding? Indoctrinated and smaller, or is it still a deadlock on the size thing?
Oh, me? No, I would counter. I want them to stay the same size. So I would
Mm.
be I want same size and indoctrinate. I think Malachi isn't even there in person. He sends one of his like envoys because he's too nervous.
And what does Relan want? Indoctrination.
Indoctrination and no, education and smaller.
Such folly.
All right, you're the one who lost the potions.
I know, but it's folly. I should tell you.
um,
They have to be kept.
uh,
They have to be taken to heal. Anyway, God.
I mean, I'm going to vote for smaller.
Oh no.
Smaller, but no indoctrination or education.
Mm,
I guess if I need to get my own way, I need to betray you all. So
hmm.
sorry, not sorry.
I don't think you do.
Do I not?
No, because if you're voting for smaller, there's already a vote for smaller. Uh, and then we had one for educate, one for indoctrinate. So if you abstain, then I guess they both
Then
happen
then
and
the no
nothing happens.
then the narrator will Uh,
Yeah. Well, I guess they'd still get a skill and a belief.
I I would break the
uh,
tie if
yeah,
in
yeah.
Oh,
theory. So
yeah.
yeah, so
So
I
that
think you
Okay,
do have to
yeah.
betray.
I think I'll betray, and then
Yep.
I'll just do a smaller,
Mm.
because
So they've gone
they're
down.
almost goblins. So plus number, so it's 9, and brute is down to 1. There we go. So no new customs because we haven't broken anything. No new skills or beliefs. Okay.
Numbers, wasn't that not at
Numbers put at
Um,
7. We should get a
it's
new
so
oh, okay.
effort is an
we
8.
do get a new custom.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. So new custom. What do we think?
Hmm.
I think the first bloomed out of every crop is appointed alchemist.
Oh,
Okay. And taught those forbidden magics.
Hmm.
yeah, that's exciting. They can now make like fields. They can make crops of themselves, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Amazing. So we're about to head into chapter 8. What? The Orc Mutiny? Saying so. Is this me again? I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
Uh, the war is over. Many orcs no longer see themselves as Lanians. Many Lanians no longer wish to share their country with orcs. The time for secret betrayals is over. True colors are revealed. Choosing a side. Each sage can choose to side with the orcs, side with the Lanians, or take no part in the struggle. If the orcs are bound in supernatural loyalty to a sage, and that sage sides with the orcs -2 loyalty, but that is not the case, is it? I mean, maybe ish.
I
No,
don't.
because we went with the what's it instead? We went with the item.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
So I guess each of
well,
us decides whether we want to side with our country or with the orcs. Listen, I'm going to tell you for free. Obviously, uh, Fëanor is siding with the orcs. They're his people, right?
Mhm.
Or something.
I think Malachi should side with them, but I think he still thinks of them as his, that they need to be weapons controlled by the state. So I think that means ultimately he's against them.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to figure this out. Does he know? Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, T?
I don't know about Malachi. Um, I mean, Rellin wants to see what happens. Uh, right? I think curiosity has been one's driving force this entire time. Uh, and frankly, the Lannon's kind of boring. Kind of boring. Kept trying to make them not as small.
Yeah. So I think Malachi is siding with the Atlanteans because yeah, he doesn't believe in freedom for these things. So ultimately he can't be on their side.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if politically one is Rellin is not like a liberationist or anything, but the orcs seem more interesting at the moment.
Yeah.
So for now, we'll side with the orcs.
The Lanian sages roll 1d6 plus the number of Lanian sages plus loyalty. Wah, wah. Um, the orc sages roll choose a single
Oh,
score. Okay, I was sure this is going to be the unchosen stratagem combo, but it's whatever of brute, clever, or numbers we want, plus the number of orcs sages.
so so all right. So this is I'm rolling because you said
So
Enoch's
it's
going For he's with the orcs.
Yes.
Okay. So I have 1d6 plus one, right?
Yeah, and
There's not really much.
anti Relan is going with the orcs or staying neutral
Yeah,
and eating
I think the
popcorn
orcs for
from the.
now.
Okay, for now. That sounds kind of neutral to me, but
Yeah. I mean, for
um,
this uprising, for the next one, who knows?
I
Maybe
see.
one's made a homunculi race. Maybe one's been taking notes.
So in which case, I think we should choose numbers as um, our stratagem.
You make a compelling point.
Okay, so that's d6
Uh,
plus 11, which
yeah,
seems like
let's see how this goes, huh?
see how this
Oh,
goes.
I rolled a one.
Wow. Okay. And
Wow. Okay.
14.
All
14 is our
this
score.
all those chickens are coming home to roost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So on the page 17, it is the orcs. Uh, they're not defeated. The orcs win the mutiny, and numbers is their highest score. Orcish hordes bent on conquest descend upon an unsuspecting world. Who will stand against them? Um, I mean, unsuspecting world only for those not paying attention, like the alchemists.
Hmm.
Uh,
This is where in his tower, Malachi is just screaming, "I was right. I was right," as these swarms come for him because making them small gave him the numbers, right? So that
mhm.
ultimately made them truly unstoppable horde.
Do we think it's like they descend upon the Lanians and the Staravites like simultaneously? Their numbers are so large they can now take care of both warring factions piecemeal.
Yeah, it might depend on what they were building, right? They're terrifying machines, but yeah,
I
that
mean,
could be enough to.
I foresee trebuchets which hurl goblin-sized orcs into the target cities, right?
Mhm.
Maybe there is like pustules of new
Yeah.
gremlins coming out of them at the same time. It's like send one goblin in, 10 gremlins erupt.
Hmm. Is So now I'm curious because I feel like Malachi's end is pretty obvious. I imagine he might try to drink something to become something else, you know? He's trying to sort of forcibly sort of evolve himself, but I obviously it's not going to work out. Um, some new, concoction from this from his new source, but he's clearly going to just die under the sort of flood of orcs. But what about the other sages?
Yeah, I'm interested in Phoenix's sort of relationship to the orcs because it sounded like he had some degree of loyalty, sort of paternal affection. What's sort of the shape of that relationship?
Yeah, I think it is um, something um, like an interlocutor between the orcs and their mother, the sea god, right? So not a leader of them as such, but more um, like a I don't know, avuncular maybe.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I think maybe it was more like now that he has like allowed them to win their own freedom, is quite happy for them to do whatever they want. I mean, the rest of the world deserves the pain and misery that the orcs inflict upon them.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think my revised thing from Malachi is that because he is an alchemist, and so he'd be sacred to them, but maybe that means he just becomes their. He's basically like a sort of prisoner, a sort of a like a kind of like a caged bird, in that, he can still be there. They still need him to be part of ceremonies, but utterly powerless, just a sort of a figurehead almost of their new religion. A figurehead is even too generous. You know what I mean? He really is just a prisoner.
Oh.
Do you think he's in some kind of like bird cage, but one made of brambles? Like, is he like tied up in these thorns that
Oh,
kind of squeeze him whenever they need
I think
something
you're
off
right.
him?
I think you're right. He probably produces some, nectar of, like they've got the same kind of contraption to eventually get his sort of his sort of holy essence. Yeah. Yeah, a fate worse than death.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think Rellen's around for a little bit, sort of popping in and out of places. And then I think one day, maybe Malachi, you get a message from a goblin, and the academy's just gone. Like picked up stone by stone and moved somewhere else. Um, and maybe several years later, there are rumors of something in the caverns underneath what used to be Lania, um, and a race of little cry creatures, very small, smaller than orcs, cunningly made.
Green goo. It's green goo.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, that maybe is enough to do in Malachi, in his withered, weakened state. Final, final indignity.
Yeah. 2.0, every good inventor iterates, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that is that. We have, yeah, that is the end of the game. Now there are bonus chapters which you could insert. If you play this again, you can replace the chapters we played by these extra, even more difficult chapters.
Mm.
They don't add in the middle or anything like that to extend the play, but they're kind of interesting nonetheless. Um, yeah, that's the game. I don't know if anyone wants to add anything before we stop the recording and finish up.
Not for me.
Not for me.
Okay. Uh, stop the recording and we'll do a quick debrief.